Good evening, Coach. Would you like to start with some words on the match tonight?
Yes, good afternoon or good night, good evening. Buenas noches. A difficult match. We knew it was going to be a tough opposition. Club America has a great team. They're well coached by Solari, and we expected there was going to be a great game, a good competition. And I think it was. I think they had the better of us in the first half, and I think we had the better of them in the second half. So I thought that everybody that came to the stadium enjoyed a very good match. I think it was at a high intensity. I think, yes, at some moments it got a little bit more competitive from both sides. But overall, I think it was a great matchup and a great game. And for us to have been able to um, get the goal at the end, I think it was fair for what we put on the game. So now we have to prepare for this weekend and then ready for our travel to Mexico next week.
Okay, we'll open to questions, beginning with Nick Krepke, KPTV.
Gio, to win like that so late at the death, I mean, there was a lot of electricity on obviously in the stands and on both sides as well. How does this carry you forward, knowing what you have lying ahead of you, but to be able to celebrate this moment here?
I think that what we have to, I won't say celebrate, but I think what we have to acknowledge is, how well we did in the second half. The first half, I also don't recall too many opportunities that we gave away. We just were a little bit more alert, aggressive. We moved the ball much better in the second half. And we knew this is a difficult team. Club America is doing very well in Liga MX. They were well coached. They have good players, and we expected this game to be this way. They were able to find a PK towards the end of the first half, and we found a PK at the end of the match. So I think we'll deserve result, even though I think in the second half we had some very good chances. But I think for the competition, for the type of game, I think was a great game. And now we need to prepare. I know they will be very prepared. And these are great matches.
Richard Farley, Timbers.com.
Coach, I'm just interested in what your emotions were over those final 2 minutes between getting the penalty call, having to wait for the players on the ground to leave the area so Felipe could line up his shot, and then seeing the ball go in. What was that like for you, and what was your reaction once you saw that the ball go in and your players were celebrating on the field?
I think at the moment when I saw that there was a clear PK, VAR was making the decision, but it was very clear there was a PK, and it was just a matter of waiting, being calm. I think something that we deserved for the type of match that that we played and how we competed today. And Mora had the tranquility to be able to score that goal at the end to give us this goal that I think is going to be very important now for us to travel to Mexico. So at that moment, of course, the emotions are very high because I think at that time the game was back and forth. So very proud of the performance of my players, and we play, against a very good team.
Kyle Garcia, Stumptown Footy.
Coach, you kind of already touched on this, but the second half felt markedly different than the first half for you guys. You guys created many more chances and really didn't give up anything and didn't concede much to Club America at all in that second half compared to the first. I was kind of wondering, going into the locker room at halftime, was there anything in particular that you were told the guys to focus on in the second half? Was there anything you told them or anything that they might have just brought up themselves that was just kind of like, all right, this is what we need to do to kind of home in on what we need to do to get a result here?
Yeah, I will say that I believe also we didn't concede too much also the first half. I don't recall that many opportunities also for America in the first half, even though they had the better of the game in the first half. And at halftime, we just made a few adjustments. We just talked about the things that we needed to do better, and we needed to do it with a little more belief. And the guys came into the second half and performed very well. We were very strong. We moved the ball much better. We started to win more of those second balls than in the first half. America did a better job to win those second balls, which is a lot of their game. And I think we deserved at least that, that goal at the end, because we did create more opportunities. And it was just, I think, the adjustments that we had to make in halftime that allow us to be able to find better spaces and be more dangerous.
Caitlin Murray, Oregonian.
Gio, Christian Paredes' injury looked pretty serious in the moment. What's the early prognosis right now, and how much is it a concern for you looking ahead at the schedule and the next leg, potentially not having him?
Yeah, it's very unfortunate because Christian had a phenomenal match against Houston last week. And on his first movement, he had a pull in his quad. So it doesn't look great at the moment. It will take a little time. So he will not be available right away. At least I don't believe. We'll do a little bit more review. I will wait more about the information of the doctors once they do the entire analysis. But it doesn't look good at the moment. And it's unfortunate because, as I said, we're limited. We're limited in a moment that we're playing a lot of matches, and we need a full roster. But at the moment, unfortunately, we have too many players very close to come back, but not quite there yet. So we need to manage the guys that we have. I think the positive side of it is the guys at least available. They all have a good mentality and they're ready to perform. But it's very unfortunate what happened now as well to Paredes.
Okay, last question for Gio goes to Kyle Pennell.
Yeah, Gio, it took you guys until the 72nd minute before registering a shot on goal. And then after that, of course, it was back and forth. But from what you initially saw from what America did tonight, what were they able to do so successfully on defense early on to be more compact? And then what were you able to do to kind of change that and open up the game a little bit?
Yeah, even though I think you might be right in that our first shot was at the 72nd minute. I don't recall too many chances also from America in the first half or the second half. So it was a very difficult match, which was played mostly in the middle of the field. I think they were very good in winning the second balls in the first half. I think we were very good in the second half, and in the first half for them, in the second half for us, to win the second ball and play through the lines to create, opportunities. I think even in the first half, we got close to the box. We created some things the way they did as well in the first half. And I think it showed, how competitive this game was, because it was a game, a battle in the middle of the park, and it was very tactical. They're a very good team. They have very good players, and that's why I'm very proud of our performance today.
Gio, thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll begin with Richard Farley, timbers.com.
Felipe, felicitaciones. In the moments before the penalty kick, what was going through your mind? And then once you converted it, can you describe the emotion that you felt knowing that you had, in all likelihood, sent the teams back to Azteca tied 1-1?
Alfred, are you there for translation?
Yeah. So first of all, Felipe, muchas felicidades por el gol. Antes del penalty, queremos saber cómo te sentiste, cuáles son las emociones que corrieron en tu persona y pues dado que este gol permitió empatar el juego y obtener así un buen resultado, considerando todo.
Sí, son muchas emociones por cómo se dio el trámite del partido, por el penal al último minuto del partido, por cómo se estaba dando, que creo que hicimos un segundo tiempo muy bueno. La emoción de convertir, hubieron por ahí 10 minutos que no se pateaba el penal, entonces había un poco de nerviosismo, pero me lo tomé con tranquilidad y gracias a Dios pude convertir.
So I was very happy how this turned out. Of course, I was very nervous, but I was at the same time very glad that we were able to overturn this result and change the game, especially because we were playing much better on the second half.
Go ahead, Guillermo. Guillermo Labra. Okay.
Hola, buenas noches. Felipe, un gusto. Manuel Labra. ¿Qué necesita mejorar el equipo para el duelo en la Ciudad de México, considerando que va a haber otros factores como, si bien no va a haber espectadores, el factor de la altura puede afectarte?
Sí, sabemos que va a ser un partido difícil, tenemos muchas cosas por mejorar. Creo que en el segundo tiempo demostramos más el querer ir por el partido, luego de una primera parte que por ahí esperamos un poco más a América, y con el correr de los días vamos a analizar el partido que hicimos hoy para poder ir por una clasificación allá.
Next up, we'll go to Orlando Castellan.
Gracias, buenas noches para todos. Buenas noches, Felipe. Orlando Castellán, Servicio Informativo en Deportes, aquí en la Ciudad de México. Felipe, por lo que fue el partido el día de hoy, ¿qué análisis haces? ¿Qué tiene que corregir este equipo de Portland para la vuelta? Porque la verdad, pues, fue un partido muy ríspido. Por ahí también en el jugador de América se estuvieron en conferencia, dijo Roger que hubo muchas faltas, pocas tarjetas y que les cargaron mucho la mano a ellos y no tanto ustedes por muchas faltas que también cometieron. ¿Cómo les deja esa parte también para el partido de vuelta?
Bueno, creo que esto es fútbol. En el fútbol hay roce, para eso está un árbitro. El árbitro cobra cuando él cree que hay falta. Pero creo que fue un partido en el primer tiempo donde ellos tuvieron mucho la pelota. En el segundo tiempo creo que por ahí nos encontramos mucho más lo que queremos hacer nosotros, que es encontrarnos de 3/4 de cancha para arriba. Y por ahí creo que lo demostramos y fue la clave de por último encontrar un penal en el último minuto. Pero sabemos que hay mucho por mejorar. Como dije anteriormente, vamos a analizar lo que hicimos hoy y esperamos hacer las cosas bien cuando nos toque la otra semana allá en Ciudad de México.
Okay, last question goes to Ramon Malak.
Thank you. Buenas noches, Felipe. Ramón Betech para RB9 Foot. Me gustaría saber tú cómo visualizas el siguiente partido de la vuelta que será en el Estadio Azteca. ¿Cómo crees que será el juego? Muchas gracias. Buena suerte.
Bueno, va a ser un partido difícil, creo que como lo fue hoy, aún más allá por diferentes factores de que ellos conocen su cancha, la altura de Ciudad de México. Pero creo que nosotros tenemos nuestra arma, creo que lo demostramos hoy en el segundo tiempo. Sabemos que tenemos que ir a buscar el partido allá y ojalá hacer las cosas bien en México.